Well, hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas with your family and with those who you love, and that you got to spend some quality time together. I wanted to take a little time this week, since we weren't having an actual Sunday school class, to talk a little bit about what happens next. In our Christmas Eve worship service, we read a wonderful story called Christmas is Coming. And many of you helped me with that. Um, and in that story, we talked about knowing that Christmas is coming and that Mary and Joseph knew, and the angels knew, and the shepherds knew, and the wise men knew that our Savior was coming. Uh, that was a wonderful story that if you didn't hear it during Christmas Eve worship, or if you'd like to watch it again, it is also on the church YouTube channel. The story is called Christmas is Coming, and that's the title of the video that you can find on the YouTube channel. But today I thought maybe I could read you a story about what comes next. After the wise men have come, they have been told in a dream to not go back to King Herod, who had sent them, because they had been told in a dream that King Herod, his plans to know where this new king was, this child savior, where he was, that he wasn't going to do good things with that information. That King Herod very much liked being the king. And I don't think he wanted to share that with anyone, not even the Savior. So I thought today we could talk a little bit about what comes next after the wise men leave. So I have an excerpt from the Gospel of Matthew to help introduce our story. This is from Matthew chapter 1, starts at verse 13. Now, after they had left, the wise men, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you. For Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him." So today I have a wonderful book called Refuge. And it's a timeless story of Christmas. That after the blessed birth in a manger, after the wise men have come to pay homage, after they have taken off by another way, Joseph has this dream, and he's told that he needs to take his family and flee to safety with nothing but a donkey in tow. So in this story, I'm going to pull it up here so that you can see the pages better than me just holding up the book. So I went ahead and scanned them into a document so that we could see it together. And let me make it nice and big. There. So let us turn now to our book and hear the incredible story of what happens after Joseph has this dream where he's told to take his family to another land to keep them safe. Refuge by Ann Booth and Sam Usher. The man led me, and I carried the woman all the way to Bethlehem. And then the baby was born. The shepherds came first, and after them came the kings. When the last king left, the scent of frankincense lingering in the air, we all slept, and the man had a dream of danger. He woke long before the sun rose and told the woman. She took the baby and kissed him. She smelled his sweet baby breath and felt his soft, warm baby skin and how his lashes tickled her cheek as she sleepily nuzzled her neck. "Time to go," she said. Then they wrapped him up and kissed him again, and the man came to get me. He patted me between the ears and led me out. "Come, old friend, we're off on a journey again." We left some gold for the innkeeper, for he had been good to us when others had not. And we set off. Under starlight, through empty streets, while people were sleeping, hoping for the kindness of strangers again. And we passed the shepherds in the fields, and there were whispered blessings, and the movement of the sheep in the darkness, and the clasp of rough hands, and the love of warm hearts. And I kept walking, carrying my precious load, and the woman held the baby close to her heart, and she and the man talked about journeys and dreams and warnings and the love of a baby and the kindness of strangers. And when we rested and they were frightened, they took hope from each other and from the baby's first tiny smile. And we entered into Egypt, and we found refuge. And we found refuge. What a story. You know, sometimes I think we skip over that part where right after they had to travel to Bethlehem and had to have a baby in a manger in a stable with the animals because there was no room, how shortly after they had to leave again for their own safety. And as we hear in this great story, told from the point of view of the donkey, we hear how they had to travel to a new land where they didn't know anyone and hope once again that a kind stranger would take them in and help them. And what a journey that is. How scary that must have been. So I want to leave you with a few thoughts to think on this week as we continue to celebrate our Savior's birth. And in this season of Christmas, as we look ahead to a new year, let us remember Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus leaving what they know to go to a new land to find safety, and that the people there who took them in and loved them and cared for them until Herod's death, when they could return to their homes. Until that time, this scary time, we need to give thanks for those who looked after Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus and kept them safe so that we can come to know Jesus, that his ministry could grow, that he got to become a young man and an adult who taught us so much, who showed us that as the Son of God, we are saved. So I thought it's an important part of the story to share, to remember that Jesus' story doesn't just go from the manger to being baptized in the Jordan River by John the Baptist, that once he was a small child and he had parents who had to look after him, who were scared and afraid of their situation and had to travel to somewhere new for people there to look after him. So let us remember this holiday season, everyone who is away from their homes, who is away from the places that they know and that they once felt safe, that they may also have found refuge, just like Jesus did. Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a wonderful new year. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.